thank you for this opportunity to speak to the challenges we face in our state budget this year. I speak today in the name of Bishop Malone, who just a few weeks ago came before the Appropriations Committee expressing his concern over the unconscionable cuts to services provided through the State Department of Health and Human Services in the governor's budget. Bishop Malone spoke not from a personal perspective, but rather he spoke from the rich tradition and teachings of the Catholic Church that insists that we all have a responsibility for one another, to care for one another, and to assure that we have the essentials necessary to lead productive lives. Unfortunately, the budget we have been given by the governor doesn't meet that mark. Disappointingly, his proposal to significantly cut the DHHS budget leaves, among other things, many of our citizens, as has been said before, without essential health care services. What has been termed a Medicaid crisis is indeed, in reality, a health care crisis that has been escalating in this country over a number of years. Our failure to address that need for a universal health care system and provide coverage for everyone has been to our peril. The consequences of our failure to address these compelling needs must not be borne by those who are least able to absorb it. The elderly on fixed incomes, those with chronic illness, unable to meet their family's needs, those unfortunate workers unable to find meaningful work in a down economy, and all others who, no fault of their own, rely on our compassion and goodwill to assist them in their hour of need. The proposed cuts to services in the governor's budget will not relieve the problems, but simply multiply them by cost-shifting them to municipal budgets and or shifting them to other sectors of the economy. Most importantly, it will leave many individuals and families without vital services essential to their well-being and good health. The proposal to address the shortfall in the DHHS budget through a repeal of the income tax on top earners, those making in excess of $200,000 a year, and asking the top 1% to basically pay their fair share by aligning their effective tax rate with the average Mainer is a reasoned approach to an unacceptable situation. This is no time to be rolling back taxes on those who are most able to pay and who are already receiving a disproportionate tax advantage. This is not a reasoned approach, but it is a moral and ethical approach. The Catholic bishops of the United States spoke specifically to this in their document entitled Economic Justice for All. In that document, the bishops state that our tax system should be structured according to the principles of progressivity, so that those with relatively greater finances pay a higher rate of taxation. What is being proposed today is in reality a modest application of that principle. I close in saying that closing schools to meet the budget gap is of course no solution to the challenge we face, nor can we afford to ignore or shift the burden to others in addressing the unmet needs that would result from these cuts. The tax-based solution proposed is fair, it's equitable, and should receive due consideration from both the governor and the legislature. And I thank you.